Shri Ganeshaya Namaha. Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Om Sagana Vabhadu Sagano Punaktu Sakaviryam Karavavagai Tejas Vina Vadidamustma Vishavagaye. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Isavasyam Idam Sarvam Yat Kincha Jagatyam Jagat Kena Tektena Bunchita Magrita Kashyasit Dhanam. Isavasyam Idam Sarvam Yat Kincha Jagatyam Jagat Kena Tektena Bunchita Magrita Kashyasit Dhanam. I wish that everybody at least memorize this verse. Kurvaneva karmani jijibshet shadam samaha evam tvaina anyate do asti na karma lipyate nare. Asurya namade loka andena tamasa vrida tagum se petyabi gachanti ekeja atmahana chanaha. So we saw these three verses. Very quick summary. What is the Isavasya Upanishad has given as Atma Jnanam is the only way for Kaivalyam, liberation, redemption, freedom, mukti, moksha. Some of us may not really long for it yet, but if we long in a different way, like happiness and saukaryam, sukham, all these are basically leading towards that liberation. So by the fortune of being in the satsangam, we take it now, when we transpass this dharmartha kama purushartham, moksha purushartham becomes our supreme goal. But what is it Atma Jnanam, or it's called Brahma Jnanam, or Ishvara Jnanam? Whenever you think of Atma or something other than you, that's how we have been taught, right? We've all been taught about Jnanam. See, Jnanam is what? Knowledge is, if you really look at it, it's about words. Everything, every education we have is building up our vocabulary. Paribhasha, technical term or colloquial terms. So we learn more words, have solved words. But the application of knowledge, the artham in these words that has been imbibed, when it dawns a transformation in us, that is jnayam, that is the pure jnanam. So we know all knowledge in this world can be about the world. That's what we've been taught from day one. This is Amma, this is Appa, this is Akka, this is the world, this is teacher. Physics, chemistry, economics, money making. So learning about the world gives us the jnanam. Then we are told this world is created by the God. Understand the God. Then we look for the Ishvara Jnanam. Unless we come to Vedanta, nobody tells us about Jnanam, about yourself, ourself, myself, Atma Jnanam. But Vedanta goes one step ahead. You know, Vedams gives you through karma kantam, the laukika jnanam, the activities in the world, through upasana kantam, the Ishvara jnanam, about the Ishvara dhyanam, through jnana kantam, atma jnanam. So whenever you see atma jnanam, brahma jnanam, atma vidya, brahma vidya, Ishvara vidya, it's all about knowing the true self of us. I say that with a lot of respect. Come on. Ishvara Jnanam is so high and supreme. Knowledge about me is so small because I am a limited person. So how can you do this? This is why there was resistance to Vedantam, especially to Advaita Vedantam, even by the Vedic scholars. You can't be the God. Therefore, we need Vedas to teach us what is this Atma. If it is me, okay, tell me about it. How is it the Atma Jnanam is same as Ishvara Jnanam? That means, are you telling me, oh Guru, I am nothing but Ishvara? Are you saying Jiva Ishvara Aikyam? This is not acceptable because this is like the pit to the peak. So this is where Vedantam uses different methodologies and techniques to teach us. So what we saw here in the first verse, Isavasyam. Yes, because the Ishvara, the God, the Brahman, we use a name there, we use a word. No? We can use any word for it. We use the word Ishvara. That is all pervading. That is there everywhere. Now, if you take this knowledge, this idea, and you imbibe that in your life, then you get protected, you get liberated. That's why the Isavasyam was the first mantra's import, making us to become a jnana sannyasi. Why jnana sannyasi? Because if everything is God, if I say everything is God's own, I have nothing to own. Therefore, who am I to claim anything? Who am I to desire anything? Then what do? I just stay put, thinking that everything is God. Now, I am not ready to do that because I am still thinking I have an obligation in this world. I have not reached the stage where my head is burning that I need to. You know, when a head is burning, what do? You don't care about anything else. You want to put it off. I don't have that kind of a trishnam, kind of a desire, deep desire to get liberation yet. Maybe someday. But I'll accept that. I respect that. So what do? Then the second verse came. Because you are an araha, you do kurvaneva karmani jivishit shatat samaha. Okay, live happily for 100 years. But you do that, oh Nara, oh human being, do that in a way that your many years of many janmas of hundreds of years of living in this world in different forms don't trap you because you want to move into Isavasya Upanishad. So if you want to move there, you want to cut asunder everything that's dragging you down. Now, what is that drags me down? It is my desires, my karma balams. Every action has to have a reaction. Every doer has to be a bhokta of this thing. If you do a wrong thing, you must be punished. If you do a good thing, you must be rewarded. That law, God cannot compromise. That is dharma. Ritham vadishyami, satyam vadishyami. Therefore, if I do karma for hundreds of years, and they will entangle me, I know I must do good karma. Therefore, I don't get into the Naraka Loka. I may go to Swarga Loka. I may go to Brahma Loka, Pitur Loka. I enjoy. But it will be expended. My credit card is exhausted. I will fall back into the Narajanma, which is Durlabha. That's why the human birth, otherwise we might have gone as a worm, as a mosquito. Mosquitoes have no karmas. They are embodied to dwell in that body. Who knows? Therefore, I do punya karmas to get at least Narajanma. So that is absolutely fine. Aspire to be a Devendra, go to the Rishis Loka, Pitur Lokas, Brahma Lokas. But it is temporal. To do that, the second verse gave a trick. You must have na karma lipyate. That the karmas that you do, let it not bind you. How can I do that? To do that, you borrow the phrase from the first mantra. Which phrase is that? Tena tektena. By doing sacrifice. You might have seen the movie Karnan, the Tamil movie where Karna was being injured so many times. Arjuna's arrows are going and hitting him, but he's not dying. He's not leaving. Why? He still have this little ahankara, mamakaram that I am doing this dharma. Come what may. That kartrutvam he has got. Therefore, the dharma devata has got to protect him. Even Lord cannot kill him because he wants to live in that body. Because he enjoys giving to others, but he is proud of himself on it. But Bhagavan has to go and tell him, can you please give away even the punyam that you are accumulating? Give it away all. Then you reach me. That's why all these Panjabandavas have to go through hell and heaven many janmas. Karna goes straight to the Paramatma. Tena tektena, Isavasya. So therefore, na karma lipyate. How do I get jobs done without it affecting me? That means prepare to do, not even for punya. Please don't misunderstand this. Punya you must do. Punyam alone you must do. But slowly but surely, don't seek the punya phala. So there are 3 steps in this. Do the karma. What karma you should do? Sat karma. We're not talking about the pashu karma. How do I make money? How do I sleep? How do I cure my body? You have to do it. But this is talking about the Shastra karmas. Your dhanam, tapas, yajna. Do all that. But do that without seeking the punya. That means, what does it mean? Don't ask for anything to God. Don't even ask for, please take away this ailment of my body. I mean it what I say. Is what I learn. Because that is not my job. Because it's not my body. God has given me, I am a trustee of this body. If he thinks that it has to be punctured, decayed, so be it. I witness it. So if at all I need to pray, I pray to him, let me cope with these changes in my body. But I need to live kurvaneva, doing karmas. Then God will have to really take away your pain, give healing to you, make you live. And whatever you do, there is no papa, there is no punya. You cannot hurt anybody. So you become liberated. It's called karma sannyas. So when we achieve that stage, all this we should do as early as possible in life. so that the life can be free. Unfortunately, we all get this knowledge when we get older, physically tired. At least we get it. Yeah. But when we do this, what happens is your mind becomes pure. Because there's nothing to expect, nothing to want. So the moment you have nothing to expect, nothing to want, freedom comes. Peace comes in. Oh, if they see me, they must smile, they must do namaskaram to me. And they don't do it. Hurts you. Simple expectation creates samsara. Expect nothing. Nalipyate. It's very, very important mantras. This one, the second mantra, we cannot ignore. First one, we can have an excuse because I'm not there yet. Second mantra, there is no way. If you don't take second mantra, what will happen? Bhagwan went to third mantra. Here he gets a bit angry because you come to me and you ask me for the liberation. I'm giving you this. And you say, look, moksham, what is moksham? I'm not interested in moksham. Karma yogam? No. Karma palatyagam? No. Punyam, I can do punyam, no problem. I do right things. But for my own benefit, I must aim to be successful. I'm taught to be purposeful in life. Everything I do, I must get something back in return. So he gets, a little bit of angry, this is the vikalpam. He says, vikalpa asikishnu. Get jittered by this kind of, like mother is telling a nice, good things in your life and the child is saying something else. Well, mother will just chat her off. No, please listen to me. That kind of anger he gets. And the anger, Bhagavan gives a bhashyam for this. Asurya namate loka andena tamasapita. These people who do not follow the karma yoga, karma blatyaga, who do papakamma or even do punya karmas with a desire to get things, they go to the loka called asura loka. How is this? Andena tamasa vrita. Blinding darkness. Darkness of what? I live in this world. It's bright to me. I can see everything. My eyesight is good. Am I living in a blinding darkness? Yes, you are. Because you do not know who you are. See? If I do not know who I am, even better. If I don't even take steps to understand who I am, that means I'm not even a jigyasu. I'm not even going in the path of knowing who I am. Then I will be in a andena tamasavrita. I will be in the darkness. Bhagavan, see, loka, I already told you. Loka means your perception. If you take in this world, we take world means we think of earth, the globe, the physical sphere that is spinning. No, your world is your world, my world is my world. Earth and the universe is just a physical representation of it. Your life is guided by your experiences with whom you have sambandha, with whom you deal with, which affects you. Yeah, a little ant that is traveling around on this sheet of paper, it's got its own world. Its boundaries are defined. A bird has got a different world. Your senses define your perception boundaries. You may have some intuition, you may have a little bit of imagination you can have. So whatever you imagine and what you deal with that is your world. Therefore, asuraya namate loka, you don't think of another physical sphere somewhere deep away, far away, where there is, Rakshasa are killing you. No. It can be anywhere. If your experience in the embodiment is making you suffer, you are in a Asraloka, Naraloka. Who knows which body I'm going to take? So therefore, Bhagavan in his Bhashyam moves away Loka to Janma to Sarira. So Asurya Namate Loka is Asurya Namate Janma or Asurya Namate Sarira. So you take a body which gains experience of an Asurya Nama. What is Asurya Nama? We discussed that before. Degabhimanam, duality. Isavasyam is not there. Atmajnana pursuit is not there. So when some translations are very loose, they connect to the next mantra. Even devas cannot do it, kind of a thing. Or they take the Atmahano Janaha, the last phrase in this thing. Atmahano means, sometimes in those days they used to scold people. Brahmahati, they say. It looks like a very bad word, right? It's a very natural word. Brahmahati means killing the Brahma. Atmahati. That means you are already dead. What does it mean? It means you have ignored your true self. Ignorance is as good as killing. Now I see Bala Mama in a meeting and I look at him, but I don't talk to him. I just, what do you say? I ignored him. It's not that I have not seen him. I ignored him. I thought he's useless to me. Same way, Bhagavan explains. Atmanohanaha means we are murderers because the Atma, which is the true self, I killed it because I don't care about it. That is why Ravaneshwara is Ravana has got a tremendous knowledge of Vedas, Shastra Jnana, Shiva Bhakta, Tapasvi. But what happens? He has no Atma Jnana. That's why all these great Devas, Kaushika is doing penance and Devendra sends Ramba Urvashi to do a dance in front of him. Why does he do that? Because he wants to hold on to his job. That is Atma Jnana. He's a Punyatma. His Punyam was so big. His lifetime of a Devendra is many, many yugas. But he will come down. Manvantram. Brahma will come down. So, in the third verse, he made this point. Now we are going into the next part. All this is okay for me. So, the lessons I learned, if you want to put one phrase, to get freedom, I must look for Atma Jnana. What is this Atma? How is the Atma Jnana important? Now, this is where the difficulty comes. This is where Upanishads are not a textbook to read by yourself. Even if you have a Vedic knowledge or a Sanskrit knowledge. And many people who translate it, including the very honored Max Muller's translations, all are very literal in the sense. Siddhanta Nirbanam is not there. It's very dangerous to read those kind of things. Why? Because it may give you a completely different understanding. So therefore, Vedanta Vicharam always needs to be under a Sadguru. Now, then how are we qualified to learn here? So we are just licking the dewdrops of the honey. So we take the responsibility to make you lick this little bit of honey so that someday we are driven towards a Sadguru. So don't worry about it. We are qualified that way because of genius. But how is this jnanam given to us? Here the jnanam has got difficulty because it is not knowledge of something. If it's a knowledge of God, then I can say Krishna will look like this with this feather on its head, this fruit on it. And where is Krishna now? He's gone. Why is he gone? Because you took an embodiment. Embodiment is gone. Well, then you are saying because he's a very nice soul, good soul, therefore you treat him as a God. Somebody can argue like that. People who see divinity in everything, like Krishna saw in everybody, and we saw in Krishna, then Krishna has not gone. Krishna is there everywhere. But when you look at it as a Atmahanaha, who looks for external embodiment, nobody, no God can come in a physical form and stay with us forever, because it defies his own logic. Because if you can enjoy Ishvara, if you can experience Ishvara, Ishvara is mithya. Experience of something means you objectify it. You have to listen very carefully. Somebody say, I went to yoga class and I do penance. I see the white light and all that is. I'm not saying it is wrong. They have seen it, they have enjoyed it. So mind can play a lot of things, good things, bad things. But if you are enjoying some experience out of you, even it is in the form of a God standing in front of you, it is temporal. It will not last. It is still, yes, sadguna, if your mind is showing something good, because knowledge of something is not Atmajnanam. So then what is Atmajnanam? It is knowledge itself. It is the consciousness itself. This is the knower itself. So how can I show, how can I give a knowledge of the knowledge? How can I show the seer? How can you see the eyes? I can't see the eyes. My eyes see it, even physical form, if you see. I can never see my eyes. You can never see your eyes. Well, I can look at a mirror. Yes, you take an image of an eye. Eye you cannot see. So if even a physical form of the eye that is sees cannot be seen, the true seer in me, how can it be seen? The seer is seen, then there's something else is seeing the seer. You see? It goes the infinite ingress. So there is a problem of imparting Atmajnana. So we have to understand this. If you understand this limitation of language, vocabulary, then only we can appreciate the paradoxical terms that Vedanta uses. The simplest of example Vedanta uses to impart the profound knowledge to us. Otherwise, it looks silly. Seeing a snake on a rope, put the lights on, everything is all right. These Vedantis are idiots. You can say. That's not the idea. Idea is it's going to give you a more profound knowledge, the simplest of examples, because it is showing you the seer. And one particular method, which we will look at it now, is called Adhyaropam Apavadam. Superimposition. See, you remember the word I told you in the first class, Adhyasam. Adhyasam means misconception. Viparita Jnana. Oh, I saw that is Ramesh coming. No, it's not Ramesh. So first I thought it's Ramesh coming because the same kind of action, walking style. Then right knowledge came in, the misconception gone. This is Adhyasam. In life we have Adhyasam, and Adhyasam, once we know, we work hard to clear it up. Samshayam, Viparita Jnanam, doubts and mistake, we do. But there are certain things which appear to be Viparita Jnanam, we don't know it's Viparita Jnanam, or even if we know it, we don't want to give up that Viparita Jnanam. Example what? The sun rises in the east. Then we know sun does not rise in the east. No, but still I think, knowing I'm an educated person, I still say sun rises in the east, knowing that it is not. Now what I have done now, I have taken the adhyasam to be okay to have in my normal life. It's called adhyaropa. Accepting a misconception or not so truthful thing to be true for some time. Someday you will clear. When you clear it, it's called apavad. So adhyasam is misconception. We must solve adhyasam. Leave it there. Here you're talking about adhyaropam, which is basically taking a fallacy to be a truthful thing in order to achieve the true nature. So this is a method Vedanta uses. One example, famous examples are rope. I used one, the pot. A pot is there. I say, go look at the pot. And what is this? And they say, yeah, it's a pot. So you will say, the pot is a clay pot. So you will say very clearly, hey, this is the pot made of clay. So it is an effect of clay. And they say, okay. What else you see? Well, I see, because the pot is made on the clay is the cause of the pot. Now, we like this cause and effect because in the world, in scientific mind, everything looks for what caused it, what effect of it. The cause effect is a very famous dictum we use in science, and we never want to give up. If you don't give up this one in the Atma Jnanam, you will never reach the true knowledge. But how can I give up? This is fundamental of science. Fine, we'll take it. So we made two statements. Pot is the effect of clay. Clay is the basis of the pot. Now, if I tell you, okay, you got it now, can you just please bring this pot along? Leave the clay, leave the pot along. I want to look at this effect a little bit more detail. I don't want to stand in the sun. Go there, bring the pot without the clay. You go there and look at it. No way I can do it. No way I can do it. You come back and say, no, how can you take it in? It's just a namam. It's a rupam. I can't take it. I can't separate it from this. Therefore, you tell me the effect is not different from the cause. Because if you're smart, you will say, what do? You bring the pot itself. You want the clay, this is the clay. Hey, it's a pot. No, it's a clay. If you see as a pot, it's a pot. But if you see as a clay, Isavasya comes into his mind. As a teacher, I would say, yeah, you are right. So we learn now the effect is non-different from the cause. But when you see as a form is different, cause is different. Pot is different from clay. But the inference is, it is non-different. It's the same characteristic, but void of name and the form. Therefore, you learn this one, and tomorrow you go and see a pot somewhere. You can very well say, there's a pile of clay. Instead of saying a number of pots. Your wife will say, or husband will say, what are you saying? It's a pot. Yeah, but I got well on the class. I see the cause. It's a pot in a form, but it's a pile of clay. You are talking truth here, but it doesn't apply to the transactional world because you see a form. Why should somebody look at the clay instead of looking at the form? Because after all, the pot is what I want to use it, not the clay. You're right. In a transactional world, I see the form, but I know in truth, it is form cannot exist. It is the underlying clay. Therefore, I say, only the clay exists. Right? If only clay exists, should I use the word cause for it? Because cause comes only there's an effect. If I have an ability to not to see the form at all, I only see the clay. I don't say the cause the clay exists. Why? Because cause is an effect. I see clay exist. So what happened now? You have moved from the cause effect to transcend the cause effect. It's not that you've given up cause effect. Cause and effect still exist, but you are now advanced in your thinking. Although in the transactional world, there is a cause, there is an effect, there is a form, an underlying basis. But in truth, cause alone remains. If the cause is Ishvara, Ishvara alone remains. Or if Brahman, Brahman alone remains. If it's Atma alone remains. But what does it do? It transcends all cause and effect. Now this, see the simple example of pot, when you dwell deeper into it, it opens the mind and brings this Siddhanta. So what you've done here is, the first two is called Adhyaropa. Pot exists, clay exists. An Adhyasam, a Rupam, based on a basis. This is, I am existing. I am 6 foot, 5 foot, 10 inches. This weight, this height, I am exist. So I am this pot sitting on the clay of my Atma. Adhyaropam. But then I remove the effect, remove the cause. It's called Apavadam. Then I come to the conclusion, the truth transcends cause and effect. Truth alone exists. That's a Siddhanta. Now you can take this to pot, take this to the Deha, take to the world, everything else. Everything in this world, therefore, is made up of Ishvara. I can't remove the form because Ishvara is there in everything. This is for your manana. So this is how Vedanta brings, just like the time. Okay. This is what Vedanta brings the Atma Jnana. So don't get puzzled by this, technical terms. But I like you to think of technical terms, use it, because there is no equivalent words in any language, at least I know, which brings that effect of it. Adhyasam viparita jnanam. Adhyaropam is superimposition of a fallacy on a fact, or a fact on a truth. I think better to say fact on the truth. The mithyatvam is not fallacy, because people, sometimes some translators use the word asat and false and illusion. See, mithyatvam, Maya is as powerful as Brahman, because Maya is nothing but Brahma's powers. Whatever definition we put for Atma, Ishvara. So here, if you take, so we go through a couple of examples like this. So the Veda is going to follow this kind of methods, but then it's going to do it in a negative way. What is negative way? What you do here, there's a positive thing about the pot. There is a pot. It is not a pot. That's a negative thing, right? And whenever you use no, not, it is negation, right? Negative is not in a bad way. So Vedanta or Vedas completely has concluded the only way to impart Atma Jnanam or talk about Atma or Ishvara is to give by giving us a negative instructions, negative statements. What is negative statement? That means you negate what you perceive. And because negation means what you think as a true, it is not true. Therefore, in those days, they used a simple coded formulas of truth as Sunyavadam or Mayavadam. And opponents, scholars who did not understand the Tattvartma of Advaitam, they build on the very simple examples, many things, and to prove to us that you are all wrong. Because they're still knackered by this cause-effect clutch. So it is going to say, na. It's called na iti. Na iti na. Neti. Now we do the Father's Sparna Sutram, Shankara's morning prayers. Neti. The method is giving you is to na iti, not this. The dhyana method is when you are want to do the Atma Jnanam, Atma Vicharam, sit down, close your eyes, and then take all that belonging to you. Better that all that you think you are. And see whether it is the true you. What is the test of it? If I know of that, experience of that, when I do the of preposition comes in, that is an object. It is mind, not me. I close my eyes, I am this body, and I think through it. My body aches, my leg is hurting, my knees are hurting. Well, the knee is not me. So you discard the knee. Na iti, not this. Oh, this senses, the smell comes in. No, smell goes away. It's not me. The mind thinks, the thought is me. When a thought comes in, the thought goes away. I cannot go and come and go. So between two thoughts, where am I? So if you hold on to that one, that I am between these thoughts. Between thoughts means what? Between thought means thoughtlessness. Is it possible? It is. Because thought is a quantized item. It's discrete. Only Parabrahma is continued real signal, analog signal. Everything else is digitized. Digitized means quantized. Quantized means, when you see the telephones, they say digital telephone. What does it mean? When you talk, they record it. When they record it, there's energy flows through. And the energy they divide into time slots. 1 second. And 1 second, there is a energy. Next second, there's energy. Between the two dots, there is a gap. Like electric guitars, pianos, or digital equipment. They can't do the gamagam as you do because gamagam is a continuous thing. So every vritti is digitized. That means there is a gap between thoughts. That's why we do this, the mala, the beads that we do. It's not just, okay, one prayojanam is it counts. Somebody told me I must do 108 times Gayatri Japam and I just count this. Okay, that's fine. But is that, do you need Vedas to tell you that? Sometimes people use the electric buzzers to do it. But here it means when I move one beat to another beat, one thought to another thought, I am there. Neti. Okay. But how do I bring this Atma to resolve my karma lipyate, the world problems? How does it work? Another example, I'll give you that one. This problem, you would have learned that. There are 17 elephants to be given to 3 people. One takes half of it, other takes 1/3 of it, other take 1/9 of it. I think it's Dayananda Swami or somebody also used the example, but I want to bring the same thing to here. This simple problem, mathematical problem, cannot be solved. 17 is a prime number, odd number. You can't divide half. You can't cut the elephants. How do I resolve this? This is how we are in this world. When we our own prayatnam, thinking I can solve the problems, and every problems come with a not Brahmakrandi, we just cannot resolve this, we get stuffed. So to solve this, what you do, the Guru comes in and he says, okay, I'll give you my elephant. But you put the elephant in your inventory, take it as if it belongs to you. But you can never own it because this elephant is untouchable. But it gives you the power to deal with this world. Now you got what? 18. Now you go and solve your problem. Then, of course, you can solve the problem. Everybody got the equal treat. The Guru's elephant, God's elephant stays aloof as it was always. What is example? Think about an example, simple example. This is not a Vedantic example, but I think it apts. So this Atma, the witnessing Atma, the consciousness, the Ishvara, the Andaryami that we have, the deepest, innermost voice, not your mind voice, but your awareness voice. If you bring that into your Laukika life, in your worldly transaction, not just a witnessing, as a participative one, all your problems get solved. You see? Anything you do with this Ishvara Kripa, Ishvara is in the presence. I'm saying something. It's not that I prepare, write down what God gives me. So I pray to God, please, whatever I say, may it come from you. So my prayer is this talking. Your prayer is listening. Badram karnevi. Whatever I listen to my ears, let that be good. Even if I say bad things, wrong things, if this elephant of Atma is there with you in the hearing part of it, it will convert that into a Sat Vishaya. But it is doing this without doing any action, akarmi. The elephant doesn't do anything. You just come there, your problem is solved. That is how Atma Jnana, when it comes in there, when you look for it, all the problems of the world is solved. You get liberation for that. So we need to go a little bit more into this thing before we take the next 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They're all about Atma Vidya. So I will stop it now. And the next class we'll do it. I think please contemplate on this. So it is very interesting and challenging. And if you have any doubts, share with me so we can learn it together. So I stop it here. Om Purnamada Purnamidam.
Om Purnamidam
Purnat Purnamudachyate.
Purnamudachyate
Purnasya Purnamadaya. Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Shanti Shanti.
Om Tassate.
Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you
so much. I take